I'm well. It's been a busy week. I was presenting Saturday for International Women's Day, so that was a great thing. Very nice, and you can find it back. I think I'm gonna have to download some things and put them on my website. And my book is almost done, but then it's gonna be a whole big deal because it has to go through all this editing and what are we gonna put on the front page and whose face are we going to put on the back page and all that stuff. But yes, I found a publisher, so that's very exciting. And my son is home from Vermont, all the way in Texas, so that's fun too. And he's walking around just like everyone with a sniffy nose because who can handle the weather, right? It's too much. Snow, sun, snow, sun. I'm glad to be here. Today we're going to talk about chi a little bit, and chi is always so good for so good. I use it as an anxiety intervention method, right? Not just an enjoyable class with tons of benefits that we're going to talk about, but I also use it for anxiety or just kind of like taking a moment out of my busy day. And I certainly need that, just like anybody else. We need to focus. It's not that sometimes we are not taking time or doing some reading, but sometimes we just need to kind of focus on our internal well-being, on our little self, and feeling our breath and getting in touch with that energy. And we're made up of energy. It's all around us. So I love to talk about it. I made a little slideshow, but I'm going to go through that real quickly so that you can do some of this with me. And I would rather do that because we're just going to do some basic exercises. I've done that before with you. But this whole thing with Tai Chi and Qigong, it started very long ago. And I have done several times with you some Tai Chi moves, but if we kind of break it down out of the original form, then all small movement together you can call Qigong. And that's really the same as what they call it in traditional Chinese medicine. So it is a traditional form of exercise, a form of meditation. And if you do that together, then we come to this little stillness in our minds. And that's really what's important there. And they say in a traditional way of practicing it, our chi just must flow. And it makes so much sense because in our society, we don't pay enough attention to being still once in a while or feeling that energy flow or just connecting and feeling one and being connected. In my show that I have a little television show every Saturday on. You can see it on Roku, Apple TV, all that. If you see that, I always talk about the connection between the mind and the body. If we are not really doing well here, then we feel that and we manifest it somewhere in our body. But it's also the other way around. If we feel better and we take care of our health and we take care of our body, then we are mentally so well prepared and doing so much better overall. So it's just a really good anxiety technique to do it. And it's fabulous for just all of us. I wouldn't even say for all ages, because we are working our breath, we are working that little meditation time, and we're also working a lot on balance. And balance, we talked about that so much the last couple of months. So it's really, and that's will come back next month also. But because I love to work on balance, and I can even feel it myself, that you can be really kind of like it can be really stressful if you feel that you're not on your legs, that you're not strong certain days. So the chi must flow through our body to kind of take all that obstruction, to take all these blockades that we create in our minds, to take that out, to let that chi freely flow. If it becomes stagnant, they say, then we can have health problems. And of course, you can see Qigong and simple poses that we can use to kind of feel that connection. So we first have to do it and then kind of pay attention to it and then do a lot of repetition. And so when we come into that method of repetition, then you start feeling actually that meditation part settling in. So that's a really good. Qigong energy, it stands for Qigong or Qigong, Tai Chi, and Reiki. And that's a lot of, and you see that I have a lot of hands in my background. And I do that on purpose because we did that ball before. Remember that we can hold the ball and just kind of feel that energy between our hands. And that's, I always say, hands are our healing hands. If you sometimes just don't know what to say, then you can just kind of put your hands on somebody's shoulder. Or, of course, we put them together for prayer and meditation. And of course, we try to feel the chi. And if we don't feel good, or even if we are scared or in a really bad situation, then we put our hands on our face or we put our hands on our body to say, oh my. So it's also self care, of course. And then it is, just taking care of somebody else. So everything is with our hands. And we just need to realize what we can do and that we can also, on a distance, send energy with our hands to somebody else. That's what Reiki is about as well. And just sometimes to feel that care and to feel that connection. I like to say those two, the collaboration between us, the care. It's almost sometimes that I want to feel you, even if you're not in the room. And I can try that with my energy, just feeling that connection overall. The oldest forms of exercise. I like to say that Tai Chi is indeed a link or a form, right? It's all just connected and you do the same thing and movement over and over again. But if we break them down, then we can do them in smaller amounts everywhere and anywhere we are. So we can just call those key movements or qigong, and we have that awareness. We create that awareness of our posture and the movement, and it all goes really, really intentional. So you really want to feel what and where, not just kind of picking something out of the closet, but just, oh, my arm is going up, and what am I doing with my shoulder? And just with that intent, and then with the repetition, we are creating that self healing capacity. And that's what it's all about. It's proven it's proven in a lot of research. And that's just one of those Google things. What are the benefits of energy work and what are the benefits of chi or ki work overall? You feel more invigorated. Yeah, I have a little difficulty feeling invigorated this morning, but I woke up with it. More energized, more balanced. So you get that natural flow. You're feeling good, and some things can heal in your body. We now know so much about that connection. All the exercises are done standing or sitting. It's really like we talk, a lot of stuff is very good for you, even if you're sitting. And we do those exercises as well for strength and for lower back pain in your chair. You can do a lot. So they will just definitely, let's go over the benefits, help your strength and help your movement ability, right? So we have improving the immune system, concentration. That takes us back to the fact that we do need to focus because we're a little bit out of this mindfulness thing, right? Sometimes we just don't remember what we did an hour ago, or remember I do that a lot. That when you walk in a room and you don't know why you go there, and you just have to pick up your keys from that room, or and then sometimes we're just so busy. It's not even the fact that we are more mature adults, but it's also the fact that we're so busy. We have so much coming at it. And right now, so much stressful times that sometimes we can't comprehend it all. So we need to improve our concentration. And it's really good sometimes to just kind of sit down and go stare at something and try to describe it, right? It's that mindfulness that I always talk about. Breath, and we're definitely going to talk about that. It improves a nice, slow breathing tempo. And of course, you'll stretch your muscles out a little bit. It feels so good. I always talk about posture. Open your heart up to the sky. It will take care of your body and your alignment. And then you just have those emotions that will flow through your body. So you have that mind body connection. You want to get rid of some stuff. We need to. That doesn't mean that we're going to let go forever or that we're not interested or we don't care, but we need to let it go for our own health. And we need to transform and process those emotions. They also say that when you are breathing, that you are cleansing and massaging and stimulating your internal organs just by your breath. That will stimulate your organs and getting a little massage there. And of course, we do some strength, balance, stamina, so it will improve all that. Um, uh, That's what I definitely had. I always had clients that came to me after surgery and said, the doctor was so impressed with my recovery. I went faster than expected from this hip or knee surgery because I did Tai Chi and I worked on my balance so much. So there was a stronger kind of a memory there, right? A muscle memory that would help you with just getting out of surgery faster. And then it's always good for sleep. So if you do that just before you are going to sleep, if you have a problem sleeping, it's not always easy. And I do have a problem sleeping a lot because my mind is just racing all the time. But just to do the meditation or do the energy work before you go to bed will put you definitely in a calming state of mind. And it will also somehow make you more alert, right? The last one that we talk about, it's like it will it will it will help you see things in your environments different. So train yourself to sometimes look a little. We're going over all these exercises, and the one that are in your handout that we will send in the red, those are the ones that are actually working on your balance as well. So in those exercises, we are just lifting one leg up. Thank you for being here. Let's just do this together. I just love this, and just having some time, about 30 minutes, to thank you for engaging and participating. I hope you will as much as you can, just to kind of get that nice, calm feeling and to be in that meditative state of mind. We'll take our clothes off and we'll get after it, so to speak. Just kidding. We have to have a little room. So you want to just kind of make a little room around yourself and just kind of feel that flow. And if you are standing, try to practice with me. Now, if you get tired, just sit down and then we'll go start it back up, because it's nothing you cannot do while you are sitting, because we work with our hands a lot. And of course, the standing balance exercises. Go, Rose. I see you. And if you are standing and you need to hold on to that chair, you need to sit down or stand back up and you want to practice that one leg standing, then go back, remember, to your chair. And I see all of you. I'm so grateful. All my friends here. Hi. I'm so glad you're here. I can see you. And if you are holding on to your chair or to the wall, or that was that was not a good example because I didn't have a wall very close. But if you want to hold on to something, then that will help you tremendously, even if you're doing that posture thing. The most important thing is that we are really trying to feel that a little bit in our core, right? And if you want to feel it in your core, you gotta kind of pull it all together. And right now, with me coming out of this COVID winter thing, I'm gonna hide also my 2 extra kilos, pounds, and kind of like, right? So that helps with strong abs, kind of pull it all together in the core, because the core will help us, and standing up straight and working on our posture and alignment will help us so much with really getting that tall and strong one leg feeling. But we're going to start just with that little exercise that we always do. I'm going to tilt you a little bit so you can see my feet as well. And so if we have this exercise, we call this the ball. Remember the energy ball? I'm just having my fingers together. And I'm just gonna focus on taking a nice deep breath and relaxing my shoulders and kind of shake it all a little bit. And just hold that ball in front of you and kind of standing up nice and tall, right? And we just want to have our feet straight underneath. So just straight underneath my hips, not too far open and not too close, because I just want to feel grounded. They're straight under me. But I'm holding the ball. I'm just going to take a nice deep breath in through my nose. I'm going to hold it just a little bit as well. And then very slowly just exhale through your mouth. So with chi or energy work, we want to exhale through our mouth. And we're just going to stand really still and feeling connected. And I just want to imagine that I feel just kind of that energy feeling between my hands, imagining that I'm holding a little ball. But I already feel that energy immediately. Just taking a nice deep breath in and a very slow breath out. And I feel that energy between my hands immediately because it's like a magnet. I cannot really pull them away from each other, or I can always feel that so nicely. Just practice that if once in a while, or even practice it with the kids or grandkids. I mean, oh, everybody loves to do the energy ball because once you feel that little tingling feeling in your hands, then you know that you are holding a ball of energy. And we're just, all that energy is all around us. And then when you open your hands, we're making a gesture that we're going to give it to each other. So I'm going to send my energy to you. And you're going to send your energy to all your loved ones. And we're going to send it a little bit out of the country in Europe because they need it so much. And then we're going to put it on our heart. So sometimes I feel that if I have that energy in my hands and I really have that connection and I really am focused on that energy in my hands, then I just take a couple of deep breaths and I leave that energy there. And I'm just going to open my hands sometimes and I'm giving it to the world, or I say a prayer with it, or I send it away. And I send that. Can you imagine how much strength, just like the power of prayer? It's the same thing, how much strength we can send by just lifting our energy once in a while and just keeping that. And I can still kind of feel it in the center, in the palm of my hands, right? I can still kind of feel it. It feels so good. So I do that a lot. I do that a lot just because I'm calming myself if I do it. After I do the ball and I have some energy in my hands, I'm calming myself. I just take a couple deep breaths and really focus on that feeling and put it on my heart. Sometimes I put my hands on my belly because I just need it right there, that core feeling, that strong feeling. And I just sometimes give that love to myself. And when I feel stronger and I inhale a couple of times and I exhale through my mouth, sometimes I start to wobble a little bit. Do you remember that feeling? When you close your eyes and you just kind of feel that you're swaying. It's not a wobble, it's a sway that you can go a little bit from right to left with your hands on your heart or your hands on your belly. If you feel that sway, then we call that you are just moving and dancing like bamboo in the wind. It feels real good. It's one of my favorite meditation things to do. And even if you need to hold on to something, you can still kind of dance in the wind a little bit and feel that really calming. It's really, really beautiful to feel this because we are creating that awareness of self. We're doing a little balance exercise here, actually, right? I don't want to fall over. I just want to keep focusing on a really long line as if I'm just connecting my heels with the top of my head. There's just a really long center line going through my body. And I'm just creating awareness from my spine, the top of my head, and as if I want to inhale to the top of my head, just opening it, just let all that energy through and push it down all the way to my heels. That's the feeling that I want to get. And then while you're standing and while you're just closing your eyes here and there, if you have them open, that's just fine. Just feeling that little ball in your hands again, or feeling the energy hands on your belly. Just move a little bit about. And now just create an awareness for your breathing again. So deep breathing in to the belly and a slow breath out through your mouth. And if you want to really focus on the exhale, then try to keep your tongue against your palate. So a really deep breath in and a really slow breath out with my tongue against my palate. And a really deep breath in. Now I'm going to inhale life and energy, just all clean air. And I'm going to exhale everything that I don't want to hold on to. So I'm just going to exhale some thoughts and maybe some self-doubt this morning, or just maybe a little fear or anxiety, or maybe just you had some negative thinking going on, like, that's fine, that's normal, that's human, we all do. So let's just get rid of that by exhaling. So we take a deep breath of new air and new life. Deep breath of chi, and we exhale very slowly, and just keep your tongue against your palate. And let it all go. Just release and relax. Just create that center feeling of being in the moment. Just stay with me. One more deep breath in. Well, I want you to keep breathing after that, but just focus, deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. And now check your shoulders. As your shoulders are really relaxed. So when we take all that stress out of our body, sometimes I can still see it in your shoulders, remember? So relax in your shoulders also. Very nice. And then I want to open my eyes and just kind of be in the moment. And sometimes we want to shake our hands a little bit just to get that, relaxed feeling. And what really is very popular with Tai Chi and Qigong as well is that we're going to tap a little bit. So it's going to tap our body a little bit. I'm having my arm out and I'm just tapping here. I'm just going to turn my pinky up and tap the other side. Just going to let that energy from my hands also flow through my body. It feels so good. I'm going to tap. I'll put my pinky up and tap the other side with that. Yes, I'm going to tap on my chest a little bit. I love this so much. Right? Just to get that open heart feeling there, just full of energy. And then I'm just going to relax my hands down and I'm going to tap a little bit on my lower back. The lower back is the part where you have the door of life right here. We call it the Ming Mong. And I'm going to tap a little bit here. Sometimes in my seminars, that's just a place where I have my microphone and then I go, and then you can hear it, right? But you want to tap on that lower back just a little bit here with your hands, maybe a little wider. It doesn't matter as long as you feel that tapping feeling. Now you feel that chi flow through your whole body. And we're just going to stand again and really be still with our feet straight under. And then just take a couple of deep breaths with me with open hands. Inhale, gather the chi, and sink the chi. And gather the chi. And feeling that you open your arms and then sink the chi. Really, remember, just down towards the center line of your body. As if you want to go rise it up. And it doesn't have to be really high over your body. And slowly down. Yes. Good. And keep your hands here. Just a little posture correction again. Remember, it's kind of people, I always have to check my shoulders a little bit because I have a really bad back and scoliosis. So I have to kind of check my shoulders a little bit and put them back in place and then hold your arms right here. And then we're going to just do the other side as if you want to lift. You want to lift, and these are just exercises, remember, that you can do separately. So lift your hands up, and we're going to just turn them on, roll them in front of our heart, and then push them all the way up to the sky. Take them all the way back in, roll them in front of your heart, and then take them all the way back down. And if you want to do that 5 or 6 times, we're just gathering here strength, lifting up the earth. Right? We're lifting up. Just holding that round ball. Push the ball all the way up to the sky. Take it all the way back down. And gently roll them down. Inhale, feeling the ki in your hands. Lift up that ki, that energy. Just give it to the world. Bring it slowly back because it's coming from your strong inner self. Right? It does all kind of things. Now coordinate that and just keep going. And we're going to coordinate it a little bit with our breath. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Grounding and centering. Good. Inhale. And exhale, nice and slow. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more. And now I want you to Slowly to move and keep moving with me to right in front of your heart. And leave your hands with the palms towards your body all the way. Open your heart and so the palms are up and bring it slowly back. Good, 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 good. Looking good. Open and slowly come back. Open your heart for anything to come. You are ready. You are strong. You're filled up with chi and energy all the way. One more. Just open them up right here. And now from here, I just want you to flex your hands. So push the walls away. Really nice and strong. Yes. Good. So the more I try to pull up my fingers, the really more I feel the total tingling, right? You really feel that tingling in the center of your hands. And then if you are able, just kind of making a little rotation here. It's also on your handout sheets that you can just do this in your own tempo. You can do a few in the morning. Take it all the way back to the center. And just bring your hands nice and gently down right here. Yes. Good. So imagine that you can just do these things in the morning by themselves or as a combination. And as a combination, what I always love so much about that chi, and you know that. I like that combination because now I'm starting to flow, right? So let's do it together. Inhale, gather the chi. We'll just repeat them. Exhale, bring it all the way back down. And do it again. Inhale, gather the chi. And centering yourself. Good, good, good. And now we do the other one. Bring it up all the way. Roll them around in front of your heart. Lifting up. And we do this one 2 times. So we just keep moving and you just never stop. And now you come into the essence of the chi work because you don't stop. You just keep going, all the way down. And now 2 times, open your heart. Or if you wanted to do it 3 times, you can do it 3 times, but we have a lot going on. And do it again. Open your heart, nice and slow. And now flex your hands and just turn around. And nice and slow, just get the upper body moving. There you go. Good, 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 good. And then take it all the way back down and just gently, slowly take your arms back down and take it back to the ball in the front. And now separate your hands and arms together or away from each other. Good. And bring it back to the ball and separate the other way. So one pushes down and one pushes up. Do you remember that we called this separating heaven and earth? And I'm trying to do the ones that you can do every day at home and that you can relate to. Bring it back up and bring it back in. Good. And now everything in one. Repeat. Inhale. Exhale. Sink the chi. Lifting the earth. Supporting heaven like a pillar. Sometimes they call this Buddha lifting that earth. And all the way back center. And now open your heart. Good. And open. Open your heart. And bring it back in. And then open your heart again and flex your hands. And so now we're going to twist away between the walls, just with a little strength in your arms. And then one more time, just bring it back. Good, it feels so good. And then bring your hands all the way back to the center. Then bring them back to the little ball into the front of your belly. And then separate heaven and earth. It doesn't matter. Right arm first. And then your left arm. You got it. And maybe if you do your left arm, you want to do the right arm after that. So it doesn't matter. Let's do it one more time. Good. All the way up. All the way back. All the way up. Good. And all the way back. Good. And now if you hold that ball in front of you, just bring the upper body movement back in here, right? So I'm holding that ball. It's like I'm holding a beach ball. And I'm just swinging it around with my upper body again. So it's so important how we talk so much about really making that movement in the upper body possible. And take it back to the center, holding your beach ball and take it all the way down. Good. Now I want to do and focus a little bit on some exercises that we can do for stepping and for standing and for balance. So there's not much movement, big movement, but we start small and I want you to kind of feel, and sometimes I want you to grab some water bottles or a couple of cans of beans, even to work with some weights. But we'll add that on in a little bit. First, I want you to try to hold this ball. And now if you're stepping, just standing on your feet, see how I'm standing straight under with my knees a little bit bent. I also want to bend my knees just a little bit. So I'm having that support so that I can stand straight up with my back. Just a little connected, right? And if you're gonna step out, just keep the hands here and just keep the ball so you feel that little chi energy in the center. Just kind of lifting up and moving your weight and shifting your weight to one leg. Now try to lift the other one up and put it on the toe in front of you. So you're just going to put that foot on the toe in front of you. Yes. Then lift the foot up and step back in. Yes. So it's almost like I'm really making a really exaggerated step, right? You're going to touch your foot, really exaggerated. Not a step, a touch. So I'm going to lift my right foot up. I'm going to touch it in the front. So I can lift it up, actually. I just really don't put any weight on it. Then I'm lifting it up and I'm stepping it back in. Yes, and I'm going to the other side. Now remember what I said, if you want to hold on to something, hold on to something. So kind of touch it, lift, and then move your weight again towards the left. Lift up your right foot, touch in the front, very gentle touch. Lift it back up and put it back in. Yes. And then shift your weight, touch it, lift it, and back. Good. And then relax your arms and take them down for a second. Good. Now I'm going to shake my hands here and just have them. Correct my posture again. I'm standing nice and tall. And I'm going to try that one more time by tapping my right foot in the front. There's no weight on it. Now I'm going to try a little bit more balance by lifting up this a little higher. Just as high as you dare to go. Then place it back in. Then move and shift your weight and touch the other foot in the front. Lift it a little higher. And this leg is still a little bit bent, right? And I just want to grab something if I feel that stability, if I'm just doubting my stability right there, my equilibrium, right? And then take it back in. So you do that a few times. You're just going to shift your weight, lift it up a little bit, hold on to something if you need to, or hold your ball and take it back in. Yeah, so it's very deliberate. For touch, lift a little higher, and step it back and shift your weight. Good, 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 good. So we're going to add a little movement to it that is actually just a little bit forward bend. So that's a little bit more scary. And we call that just like diving to the bottom of the ocean. And when you are shifting your weight again, I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to touch that leg down. And my left hand, my opposite hand, goes to that foot. I'm just bending a little bit into it. You see how my back is still straight? I'm just bending a little bit into it. And then I'm coming back up. Now I'm going to touch the other one down. Move the weight, tippy toe, on my tippy toe. And I'm going to bend forward with my right hand. Try to go to the left foot. And then I'm going to come back. And I'm going to sit again. Yeah, so here we go. Right foot, left hand. Touch in the front. Move to it. Come back up. And step it back in. Other side, touch. Go to it. Exhale. Inhale, coming back up. and step it back in. So you see how you can do this in all kind of different ways. Here we go again, diving to the bottom of the ocean. Bring it back up and stepping in. Good, 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 good. Inhale. Exhale, going forwards. Inhale and stepping back. One more time. Inhale, touch the right foot forward. Bending to it. You got a little weight on that toe, not a lot. Inhale, coming back. Good, 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 good. Oop, here we go. And inhale, pulling my little abs in, right? Working a little bit from the core. Forward bend is really, really scary. Inhale up and touch it down. Good, 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 good. Now, if we would do that really exaggerated, I'm going to go from my right hand, I'm going to go all the way up with my right hand and my left one. So I'm going to move, put a little upper body movement here. I'm going to go all the way around with my right hand open and my left hand to the shoulder. Now I'm going to tip my right foot in the front and I'm going to go to it. You're doing some really nice qigong here. Bring the hands back in the center. Make a little upper body twist, opening the left hand and the right hand comes to that shoulder. Now I'm going to go all the way down towards my left foot and my right hand is coming into the front. And then come all the way back up. And then come all the way and sway it to the other side. And now my right foot is coming in the front because I have to pick something up that I just dropped, right? My groceries. Now I'm going to flow my ball to the other side. And I'm going to pick my groceries up with my right hand because it just dropped while I was putting it away. All the way in. And come back to the center. Good. And just float your hands down a little bit. Yes. That was just one of those really combined exercises where you feel that you're doing your upper body, you're doing your legs, you're doing your balance, you're working your strength, you work everything at the same time. So that one is difficult. We're going to just do a little bit of a simpler one, just to kind of come back down to working our balance. And from your right foot, you're just going to step up again. You're going to lift your foot a little bit in the front. I always say lift your knee up to the front because it's easier than straight underneath, right? If we would lift our foot up underneath, my hip would come up just by pushing my leg up. So I just want to bend my knee and whoop, flip it up to the front a little bit, right? So here goes my leg. My left leg goes up. Now I'm going to step it out far away to the side. Come down on your toe, ball heel into the center. And now shift your weight to the center. Yes, you got it. Now I'm going to pick this one back up and close the door. Remember that was called open and close the door. I'm going to roll, heel, ball, toe ball, heel. Now I'm going to open the right one. Heel, ball, toe ball, heel. And come a little bit to it. Not too far over, but a little bit in the, so feel the center now in a wide open position into horse stance right here. Then I'm going to lift this one up again and bring it back up. So I'm going to try here also, and I'm going to float with my hands a little bit up and float with my hands down. Now I'm going to take my breath in and down. Let's go. So my left leg goes open. Inhale. Exhale. Find the center. Yes. Inhale, lift that leg back up. And bring it back home under. Exhale. Other side, lift. Exhale. Good, 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 good. You got it. Yes. And lift back to the leg. And close. Open the door, other side. One more time, both sides. Inhale. Exhale. I need 3 hours this morning. All the way back down. Good. And one more time. And take it back down. Inhale. And take it back in. Good, 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 good. And shake it a little bit. Good. And beside that, of course, you can also just practice doing it so slow that you have to hold it here for a little bit before you even open the door. This is maybe that moment where you're going to stand and try out and try your balance and think, maybe I'm not opening the door today, right? And then you go there. And now to try to do it a little bit more difficult every time and adding on in difficulty level from here, you're going to go back there because you're going to lift this leg up. You're going to bring it back in, but you're not going to put it down. And so you're kind of teasing yourself to make it more and more difficult. I'm holding off the floor now, not tippy toe, but off the floor. I'm going to it. I'm bringing it back, inhale. But I'm gonna hold it off the floor, right? At this point, I don't care what you do with your arms because we need them. And then you come back down. Yes, good, 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 good. Right, so this is, I'm exhausted. This is already a lot of exercise, and the slower we go, the more you get out of that practice. So I want you to try this month, and we're just gonna add on, and there's some few more here. But I want you to try just to inhale, exhale. Remember, gather the chi, shake the chi, supporting heaven like a pillar, lifting up the earth. Yes, all the way back down. And then open your heart. Push the walls away. Give it to the world. Just look around the world here. Coming back to the center. Just do it 2 times or so, whatever feels good. Then you take your hands slowly back. And then you're going to separate heaven and earth just from this little ball here in the front. Because I'm repeating what we did today a little bit. All the way up, coming back. And the other side. And coming back, and then you're going to add this little movement to it. Just bring your ball to one side. And then with this inside hands, you're going to go to the right leg and dive into the bottom of the ocean. Then bring your hands back into the center, sway them to the other side, all the way, putting your groceries away, or bending over to the bottom of the ocean. And then come back into the center, bring your ball back in the center, and then just open and close the door. Whoop. Movement. Now you bring that balance in, remember? And just dare sometimes to lift a little bit higher. Lifting, stepping out, sinking, lifting, sinking, and we always close with the last one, all the way up, gather the chi, and sink the chi. And you can also find all these exercises in itself on my little YouTubing. But just practice them. I try to keep it so that you can repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Even if you just want to do this 6 times and a couple of times a day, so you can get into that mindset of breathing and focus and meditation, and just really feeling good, working on your balance and working on your strength a little bit. Yes, I want to open it up for some questions and not just go completely off. I think we worked out for about half an hour, and if you do that for yourself, oh, I already feel better. I already feel just that chi sinking in, and sometimes we're like, oh, I don't have time for this. It's go so slow. No, we need to go slow. Remember what Buddha says: if you can't do it for 10 minutes, you need an hour. Or somebody. Buddha, probably. All right, I'm gonna open it up for some questions. I will here in the chat, I will share my website, www.elianhan.com. Bam. Good morning. Oh, thank you. That lamp in the background. Yes, Frida, thank you so much, honey. That lamp is like one of those Moroccan lights, you know, like a big on the floor. Whoop. It's like one of those Moroccan, but I found it on a little what do you call it, like Monday market in Texas. It's not a little market, it's really famous. You know, first Monday in Canton, Texas. It's a huge flea market, but it's not so flea anymore. Not so many fleas. They sell dogs and they sell furniture and everything in between. But it's a great place, and I found that light about 15 years ago for my studio, and I drag it with me. So yeah, wave to me at my website, stay in touch, send questions all the time or anytime, please. And there's all the referrals are on my website as well.
Yeah, and does anyone have any questions that they want to ask or anything while they were doing the exercises or anything for Elian?
Well, I came in late and I apologize. But I have a left knee replacement. So sometimes when I'm doing meditating and things like that to the balance, my balance is always off. Is there any suggestions of how to balance? I mean, I came in at the end, but I felt a little difference when I was twisting and things.
Yeah, thank you, Wanda, for the question. No, it's just really not so much that you missed anything, except for what I always start with is that we have to try to work a little bit with our core strength. And although sometimes I can't find my core because it's under a couple of tacos or donuts, no, I don't eat donuts, but you know what I mean? Winter foods, just in general. I think I have more chocolate than ever this winter, but it's just one of those things. But you have to feel that you can kind of get that contraction in there with your abs. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. Just kind of pull that strength together, which we call anyway, we call that the core of everything, because it's also where we're breathing in, right? We breathe to the core. And normally, if we have a strong core, it's actually really the benefits of it is that it supports our back. And it really gives us a better posture. So again, and this is the second thing that I always mention, Wanda, or maybe that's the thing that I'm always talking about first, is that it increases and it improves, not increases. I wish I could increase 3 more inches. But no, you just improve your posture there by standing up straight. And that, again, that posture will just help you with that balance. So even one, if you're hanging on to something, because I always say, hang on, practice it the whole day in the kitchen and everywhere else, except for in the shower. But if you're standing on that one leg, hold on to something. And this is the simplest thing to do, whatever steps we are adding to that over the future. The simplest thing is just to hold on very lightly to hold on to something and then just kind of like let go. I'm having a desk here in front of me, so I'm holding on to the desk right now, lifting up one leg. And because it's easy, not easy on the knee, you want that support because of your knee replacement. And then actually, I hope, or at least I hope the pain is gone and the knee replacement helped a lot. You just kind of have to find that balance. Now imagine that if you are pulling your abs together and you are trying to make that balance, I'm going to do this with you. Let's say I'm holding on to something and I'm standing on my right leg and I'm lifting my left foot up just a tad off the floor, not even a lot, but I'm just trying this balance, right? Hold on, let go, hold on, let go. I have to imagine that the right side, my right leg is my standing leg. I have to imagine that the right side is pulling me up to the sky. You see what I just did? I just lift myself up on the right side. Yes. So I'm really actually kind of getting an extra pull as if I'm on a pulley. And then that way, if you're lifting yourself, you got that good posture and you got that little extra strength and a lot of emotional mental strength, because that's what it does for us. If you're coming in the morning, that's exactly what it does. If you feel that you're standing up a little straight, right, and bam, then it's here I am. I'm ready for the world. Ta-da! That kind of feeling, right? Ta-da! Yes. Ta-da! And that's what I always say. We have to do that more. Yes, Rose, please. Good morning,
good morning. You said that we might be adding some weight. Will that be when we're standing or sitting?
So I don't have any weights around today in my, let's say in my studio or in my living room, right? We're home. So I'm grabbing a bottle of water or I'm grabbing a can of soup. And if you want to try to bring that together in your standing exercises, then you can do all kind of extra things with it to try to balance. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my right leg standing. My left one is a little bit up. I'm just going to lift my toe up a little bit. Check my hips, right, and my posture. My heart is open to the sky, and I'm lifting a little bit up on the right side. You see that? I got to make sure that I'm not going that way. Now, with a little extra weight, I'm going to play some games. I'm going to bring this bottle to the right hand. Fairly balanced here. Now I'm going to bring this bottle to the left hand. I'm going to bring it over my head and just kind of bring that weight in different places to in the game, right? So you don't have to buy weights for that. You just always remember, I'm like the household person. How can we do it?
I have some leg weights that they had me use when I had both my knees done to help me learn to walk again.
Yeah.
And they're 2.5 pounds. Is that too much, or is that each one? Because I can adjust up to 10 pounds per leg. But they're weights at 2.5 pounds a piece.
I would use them. Yeah, I would use them. And most of I always say with all my groups and this stuff, classes, seminars, I always say you don't have to go over 3 unless you're very well trained, kind of like in the gym the whole day. If you're doing that for mass, for muscle mass. But if you're doing it for balance, 2 pounds, like I said, a couple of cans or a couple of bottles of water, even 2, play around with it to try to find out if that balance will hold while you're moving your arms, while you're moving objects, not subjects. That too.
Okay.
Everybody else.
Because I've just had eye surgery and they're saying I have to limit how much I can lift. But I want to try with the weights so that I can help get my balance. My balance sucks.
I know, and we just work so much on it, Rose, and you're so strong, and I appreciate you. I love you for being such a warrior. It's really just trying it out. If you think it's too heavy with one, just try it out, give it to the other hand. If you think that's wearing your arms out, go lighter. Grab a bottle. And then if you don't want to grab them, throw the water out. It's just the suggestions that you make to try to do things while you're having your balance. Yes.
32 ounces.
Not that one. Not that one you drink. Good for you. So you want to play around, because ultimately what I'm always trying to do with my exercises is make sure that it ultimately is beneficial and functional. I like the simple, so that the effects and the results that we get out of it are beneficial. So we don't think about using our balance till we have to step on a one leg tippy toe to put something in the cupboard. And that's what it's all about. It's wonderful that we kind of create an awareness of movement, picking up stuff. Like I said, put this, this beautiful movement, and then going to the bottom of the ocean is really just pick something up, move the other direction because something dropped. So yes, Marion.
Mary, go ahead.
Yes, by controlling your balance, does that help you to stretch? Because a lot of times you may not want to use your little step stool, but if you've got your balance, you can seem to stretch farther to get, if it's in the front, maybe at the top, but in the front, and you can reach it better.
Absolutely. You stretch out while you're doing those movements. I can really feel that stretch. You can do it a little bit in the back and just kind of do a little bit of a bigger stretch if you want to reach and feel that you're stretching out your body. If you are doing just a movement, you are stretching out, like I said, a little bit, but it's not a yoga stretch. It's not that, you're folded over all the way to the toes, but you can try that every time when you go a little deeper to pick something off the floor, but don't ever forget, if you're going down to pick something off the floor, that we have to bend our knees. And that's the difficult thing. We always want to bend with a straight back. We're just going to pick it up fast. And that is super, 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 super bad for your back. So you don't want to do that. And so we want to, that's why we are strengthening. I hope I answer your question right.
Yes, that
Getting a
was
little bit, we're getting a
good-
little bit, if you want to make it bigger and you want to stretch out, all right, and you just kind of like do that, because nobody said that a certain way it has to be perfect.
okay.
The nice thing of Qigong moves or Qi moves is that it's very soft. But if you want to make it a big stretch, that's what you want to that morning, that feels good, make it a big stretch, right? So
Right.
that's kind of what you put into it. And then at the same time, you're trying to balance. And then you pull yourself a little bit up. So it's all the movement and all the flexibility will definitely lead to stretching out.
Okay.
I know we're going to go fast here. Does anybody else have questions? Or
Anybody
did I
else?
miss anybody? Did I miss anybody? Because it's almost time and I don't want to. But yes, I want to do this again with you and just keep adding simple, or in 2 months we can do it, or 3 months, and we can add those next month. I mean, it's pain management anyway. So we're working on some balance exercises. Definitely, that can be simple. I want it to be simple. I will always want it to be effective. I always want it to have immediate results. So
Yeah,
if you
and
do
and
those
even
exercises today,
Rita Dickinson, I even added, if we're not doing the movements exactly correct, the first time, everybody just improves over time, still getting better each time.
yes. That's why I don't like to say it has to be perfect, because there's no perfect way. It's about feeling and about breathing and about you having that realization of working your body in a very gentle way.
Yeah,
So
and
you
Archana,
always get something out of it, always.
yeah, and Archana just asked, the best exercises for back pain.
If you are correcting your posture, absolutely. Best exercises for back pain next month.